He's back, and he's bringing the flavors.
Jim
Our
is...
pitmaster, Jim Johnson. I smell Mardi Gras.
Oh, I do.
Mardi Gras.
Got some good old gumbo right here.
It is, it is. We made some rice. We made some chicken and sausage gumbo for today. This is great. The weather, the forecast calls for soup. It calls for everything.
You better believe it.
And this is just going to be a wonderful, wonderful meal. And so one of the things that I try to do is I make my rice, because you want to put the rice in and then you want to put the gumbo over. But the beauty of it is I make my rice instead of with water, I use chicken stock.
Yes,
and don't you love that? Yes.
That makes a huge difference. It adds so much more flavor.
It does.
Jim, you do that with mashed potatoes too.
I do.
I mean, it's like when you boil the potatoes, boil them in chicken broth. I remember you telling me that years ago. He said, instead of water, don't throw out the water. Certainly don't throw out the broth that you're boiling those potatoes in. Let them soak into the potatoes.
Exactly.
So this is soaking into the rice, so it makes it more flavorful.
Go easy.
Rice.
I know it's got a little heat in it there, brother. So what's in this, Jim?
What is all in this?
Okay, we have some chicken. So we do the chicken, and we take the skin off, and then we just...
Now, what kind of pieces do you use? All the pieces?
I both white and dark.
Okay, you got them both.
In the gumbo, I like them both.
Gotcha.
And then instead of andouille sausage, I use just the regular kielbasa sausage.
Right.
It's got okra in it. It's got green peppers, sweet peppers.
This is the only way I'm going to eat okra.
And it's got a roux. To get this color and everything, you have to use
the roux,
because
that's,
you take flour and oil, and you put it over medium heat, and you stir it and stir it and stir it, and you just get it to a nice red color.
Okay, now how much flour and oil, if you're going to say you're making this batch right here, how much would you actually use for the roux?
The batch I made and everything was about 5 times this much.
Okay, so it was a big old pot.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But you only use a 1/4 cup of flour.
Gotcha, and the same amount of water.
And less oil. So a half a, so an 1/8 of a cup of flour of oil to a 1/4 cup of flour, and you just stir it and stir it and stir it, and it becomes a dough ball, and then it just turns red. And the longer you can cook it, now if you ever burn it, throw it away, start over. You can't save it.
Oh, right.
So if you stop turning it, stop rolling it around, then you're going to have an issue.
Right.
So, but as longer you can cook it, the darker it gets, then it turns to this, because basically this is just cooked in chicken stock, and so it would be clear broth. So the darker the color means you've got a better roux.
Well, and you also, we were talking about this before the show, you make your rice the day ahead and you make your gumbo the day ahead.
The trick to that is the longer this sets, the better it's going to taste.
Yes, indeed.
The trick to rice is we make rice and we're just going to eat it right then. That's great. But if you're going to make like a stir fry on a hibachi or whatever, make your rice the day before, uncover it, put it in the fridge overnight so it dries. It dries it out. Take 2 forks and shred it so that it loosens up. And then just before you get ready to use it the next day, you shred it again so that it separates, it dries out some more, and then when you put it in hibachi and stir fry it, it doesn't turn to mush. You know how it's sticky and mushy and all that?
And it's going to take up that oil.
It's going to be drier. It's going to be drier.
I love
and it's going to be in single pieces and single kernels, and it's going to do a lot better for you and everything. So it's important to dry it out and let it go.
Well, I want to say this, though. There's some spice in here. What kind of spices do you normally put in your gumbo?
I use the Cajun and the Creole spices. So I use both Cajun and Creole spice, bay leaves, things like that for flavor. So it does have a kick.
Oh, it does.
But the rice calms it down for me. I mean, I can eat that.
Oh, without a doubt. There's just a bit of a burn, not a big burn at all. So you just actually buy it already pre-seasoned Creole season. You're not throwing in separate seasons.
No, actually I make it, so you're using brown pepper and red peppers and cayenne peppers, and you're mixing them all together and creating your own.
So good.
But you can buy the Creole seasoning already made and everything and save yourself the trouble.
I knew you wouldn't do that, though, Jim.
We're going to come back with dessert right after this. Don't go away.